Good morning everyone, myself Vaishnavi studying in 10th standard. So today I am going to explain you about the topic chemical reactions and equations. So before going to know about the chemical reactions, first I am going to say about the changes which we have studied in the previous classes, that physical changes and chemical changes. So what are the physical changes? So in the physical changes, as we know that there is no new substance is formed and we can easily reverse the products. But in the chemical changes, new substance is formed and in the chemical changes may occurs the chemical reactions. So now we'll come to know that what are the chemical reactions. So chemical reactions is a process. What is chemical reaction? So chemical reaction is a process in which two or more substances, the reactants, are converted to form one or more different substances, the products. Is known as chemical reaction. For example, sodium plus chlorine, which gives sodium chloride. So here, as I said, chemical reaction is a process in which two or more substances. So here there are we can take, I took here two, you can take two or more substances also. Two or more substances are converted to form one or more different substance. So here two substances, which is sodium and chloride, are forming sodium chloride. One or more here more substances are also formed. So what are the substances are reacting? So these two substances are reacting here, sodium and the chlorine. So these are called as reactants, because they are reacting with each other. No, so they are reactants, and a substance is forming in the right hand side, which is product. So in the chemical reactions, in the left hand side, what all the substances are reacting? They are known as the reactants because they are reacting with each other. And in the right hand side, a product is formed. Mainly the product may be one or more. So the in the right hand side, the product is formed, which is on the right hand side. So this is about the chemical reaction. So now how to know that if the chemical reaction is formed or not? If the chemical reaction is formed, then there will be some changes. What are the changes? So first will be, there is a change in the color, then change in the state, evolution of gas, then change in the temperature. Okay, so these all are the changes which are going to see when there is a chemical reaction. If chemical reaction is formed, then there is a change in color. Maybe the reactants color are different, so the product color may forms the different, and change in the state. Maybe here sodium chloride, sodium and the chloride, not only sodium chloride but many other elements which are in the solid state in the reactants may form in the product side in the liquid state, or they evolve as a gas. So evolution of gas means the gas is formed, and change in temperature means the temperature changes, maybe it increases or decreases, change in the temperature. So these are the changes which are seen if the chemical reaction has taken place. Now we get to know that chemical reactions. Now we come to know about the chemical equations. So chemical equation is a symbolic representation of the chemical reaction. So as few minutes ago I wrote that sodium plus chloride, sodium chloride, but it is a time, so it takes more time to write sodium, chlorine, sodium chloride. So instead we can write sodium as Na, chlorine as Cl, yes, NaCl. So it is saving our time, yes or no? Yes. So chemical equations are symbolic representation, means we are representing them in a symbol, as a formula. So chemical equations are nothing but representing them in a symbol. So now what does this chemical equation satisfy? So the chemical equation satisfies the law of conservation of mass. So what is the law of conservation of mass? So as I explained previous, that this is the reactant side, mainly the reactants. These are the reactants, and it's a product. So what is the law of conservation of mass means? The law of conservation of mass means the total mass of the reactants will be equal to the total mass of the products. How? If there is a sodium and chlorine, then only sodium chloride is formed. Means the mass will be equal on both the sides, because whatever substance are reacting, those substances are only formed. Means no other substance are formed directly from the cloud. Which are substance we are adding, those substances are only formed. So mass of the reactants, which means the mass of the sodium and chloride, it contains one sodium, it contains one sodium, it contains one chlorine, it also contains one. So this means the chemical equation should satisfy the law of conservation of mass, because what all the substances are reacting, from those substances only a new substance is formed. So now we'll know the different types of chemical reaction. So first is now we'll come to know about the different types of chemical reaction. So the first one is combination reaction. So the combination reaction, the word itself says combination, means combine. So combination reaction is a reaction in which the two or more reactants are combined to form a single product. So let's understand this by an example. Mainly calcium oxide plus water will use calcium hydroxide plus heat also, but it's not an element. So as I said, when the two or more reactants are combined to form a single product, so the calcium oxide and water are combined together to form a calcium hydroxide. As calcium oxide is also called as calcium slaked lime and
quick lime.
Calcium oxide is also known as quick lime, and calcium hydroxide is also known as slaked lime. So when the two reactants are combined to form a single product, it's a combination reaction. So some other examples like carbon and oxygen, which gives carbon dioxide, then hydrogen and oxygen gives the water. So these are all the examples of the combination reaction. Now next we will see the decomposition reaction. Okay. So decomposition reaction is also says to decompose, means to separate. So decompositions are the opposites of the combination. As in the combination, two or more reactants are combining to form a single product. Here, the one single product is dividing to form two or more products. So for example, so it is ferrous sulfate. So ferrous sulfate is dividing itself. To form the ferric oxide, sulfur dioxide, and sulfur trioxide. Means a single reactant. So ferrous sulfate is a single reactant. No, it is dividing itself to form two or more different products. So which is decomposition reaction. So in the decomposition reaction, the decomposition of the elements takes place by different methods. So also there are types of the decomposition reaction. Now we'll go through one by one. So first, thermal decomposition reaction. Okay, thermal decomposition reaction. As you come to know that decomposition reaction is the splitting of the compound, mainly the elements are divided. So now thermal decomposition reaction. Thermal, as we know that thermal means heat. So So the types of reactions in which the energy is used in the form of heat to decompose the reactants is known as thermal decomposition reaction. Means the decomposition reaction is done by using the heat. Means through heat the decomposition is done by the done of the compounds. For example, so the example for the thermal decomposition reaction is calcium carbonate. So by heating, okay, by heating it is separating. That is calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. So by heating the calcium carbonate, the calcium oxide and carbon dioxide are separated. Means a type of decomposition reaction where the heat is used to decompose or to separate the compounds. So it's about thermal decomposition. Now photolytic decomposition reaction. Okay. So photolytic decomposition reactions are those reactions in which the decomposition of the elements is done by the energy using from the light, mainly light from the sun. So as we know, photo means sunlight. So the decomposition process is done here using the energy from the sunlight. Means no heat is required here, no electricity, nothing. Just keeping in the sunlight, we can decompose the compounds. For example, silver chloride. So silver chloride, if we keep the silver chloride outside in the sunlight, in the sun rays, then the silver we will get the silver in the solid form, and the chlorine the chlorine gas is evolved. Means keeping in the sunlight itself, the sodium chloride is dividing, means it is decomposing itself. So which is a photolytic decomposition reaction. Now electrolytic decomposition reaction. Decomposition reaction. The decomposition is done mainly using the energy from the electricity. The electricity is used here to decompose, to divide the compounds. Means as there were many methods to decompose, mainly by the light, by the heat, and by the electrical energy. So the electrolysis of water is done. Okay. So water is decomposed. Water is divided into the water molecules are divided to form hydrogen and oxygen through the electrolytic decomposition reaction. Means which is also known as the electrolysis, where the water molecules are divided using the energy from the electricity. So these are the ways of decomposition reaction, mainly by the light, which is photolytic decomposition reaction, by the heat, which is thermal decomposition reaction, and by the electricity, which is electrolytic decomposition reaction. Thank you.
Now next reaction is a displacement reaction. So what is a displacement reaction? So the word itself says displacement, means displace the elements from the compounds. So displacement reaction is a reaction in which when the more reactive element displaces the less reactive element from its compound. For example, iron plus copper sulfate, which gives ferrous sulfate or iron sulfate plus copper. So here you can see that it is iron. So in a solution of the copper sulfate, when we put a iron nail, which is Fe, so the iron displaces copper sulfate and forms the ferrous sulfate or iron sulfate? Because iron is more reactive than the copper, because it is a solution of the copper sulfate. So because copper is a metal, iron is a metal, so it is so the displacement is going between the copper and the iron, but not between the iron and the sulfate. Here you may get confusion, why only ferrous sulfate, why it is forming the ferrous sulfate, why not FeCu plus SO4? Because as it is a solution, it is formed sulfate, because sulfate is formed by non-metal, so it cannot form, so the metals and metals are not formed together, so metals and non-metals are formed together as an ions. So iron is more reactive than the copper from the copper sulfate, so it is displacing the copper, because it is more reactive than the copper, so it is displacing and forming the iron sulfate. Some more examples: magnesium plus HCl, which is hydrochloric acid, which gives magnesium chloride and hydrogen gas. So here also the magnesium is the reacting, magnesium is displacing in the HCl hydrogen and chlorine. So as it is displacing from the displacing hydrogen, so magnesium chloride is forming and hydrogen gas is evolving out. So displacing reaction, so it is displacing, only single displacement is taking place here. So displacement reaction. Now double displacement reaction. So in the double displacement reaction, from both the compounds, they are exchanged by each other. Means it is a type of reaction when the two different types of ions are displaced by each other in the reactant molecules. So for example, let's take barium chloride plus sodium sulfate, which gives barium sulfate and sodium chloride. So as I said, so when the two different ions, as these two are different ions, as ions are the combinations of metals and non-metals, barium, which is a metal, chlorine non-metal, sodium metal, sulfate non-metal. So ions, two different ions, as these two are different. So in the reactant molecules, as it is reactant side, so when the two different ions in the reactant molecules are displaced by each other, means see here barium chloride it is and sodium sulfate, so they are displacing by each other, means these two elements are displacing each other, means barium chlorine is forming barium sulfate and sodium sulfate is forming sodium chloride, means both these compounds are displacing each other and forming the new substances. So mainly it is a solution of the barium chloride, solution of the sodium sulfate, and it is also solution of the sodium chloride we get. But during the double displacement reactions, we will get an insoluble substance, that is also known as a precipitate. So here the barium sulfate is a precipitate which is formed in the white color. It is insoluble in the water. So during the double displacement reactions, whenever an insoluble substance is formed, mainly a precipitate is formed, then this type of reaction is also known as precipitation reaction. So the double displacement reaction also leads to the precipitation reaction. Now another example for the double displacement reaction is barium chloride, another example, which is barium chloride and the aluminum sulfate, which gives barium sulfate and aluminum chloride. So here also the barium sulfate is a precipitate here, because whenever in the double displacement reaction, when the two solutions are mixed each other, then they are displaced each other. So a precipitate is always a precipitate is formed in the double displacement reaction. So here the precipitate is the barium sulfate, here also barium sulfate. Now redox reaction. So now first we will come to know about what happens in the redox reaction. So in the redox reaction mainly the two reactions takes place simultaneously. So which are those reactions? So mainly first is the oxidation reaction and another one is the reduction reaction. So these two takes places simultaneously in the redox reaction. So it is known as redox, means reduction, red, and oxidation, ox. So combining from both this combination, the name itself says redox reaction. So now we will see what happens in the oxidation and what happens in the reduction. So in the oxidation reaction is a type of reaction when the oxygen is added to a substance. Means see here the word says oxidation, means oxidize, to oxidize. What is the meaning to oxidize? Means to gain the oxygen. So when a substance in a reaction, when the oxygen is added to a substance, so it oxidizes itself, means oxidation reaction takes place. And when the reduction means to reduce, the reduction of the oxygen from the reaction is removed from a reaction, then the reduction reaction is formed. So for example, zinc plus oxygen, zinc oxide it is forming. So here you can see that the zinc is oxidized to the zinc oxide. Yes, because here only zinc is there, it is oxidizing to zinc oxide. So here you can see that zinc is oxidizing to zinc oxide. So here many people may get confusion that it is only oxidation reaction because it is gaining the oxygen, but when there is oxidation reaction, compulsory there should be reduction reaction, because here oxygen is there, it is also reducing its place. Zinc oxide is forming, but it is reducing its place here. Means both the oxidation and the reduction are taking place here simultaneously only, because when it is forming, when the oxygen is forming with zinc, so its place is left empty, no, here. So in such types of reactions, in reactions like this, which can zinc plus oxygen, the oxidation reaction, both the reactions are taking place. Now another example. Okay, copper oxide plus hydrogen gas, which gives the copper and the water. So see here, so now copper oxide it is, and it is reducing to the copper, because oxygen from the copper oxide is oxidized to the hydrogen gas. Means the hydrogen is catching the oxygen from the copper oxide. So here both the reactions are taking simultaneously. See, copper oxide is reduced to copper, means this is the reduction reaction, and here hydrogen gas is capturing, it is taking the oxygen, means it is oxidizing, no. So oxidation reaction. So here you can see the reduction reaction is taking place, oxidation reaction is taking place simultaneously in the reaction itself. So such types of reactions are nothing but the redox reactions. Now all the types of reactions have been closed, but still there are some reactions which are really important to be learned, which are the exothermic and endothermic reactions. Exothermic and endothermic reactions. So what are these reactions mean? So exothermic reactions are those reactions in which the energy is released in the form of heat or light. Means during the reactions, whenever the energy is releasing, more heat is releasing or light is releasing, then such reactions are called exothermic. And endothermic reaction is the reactions in which the energy is absorbed. Means here the energy is required in the form of heat and light. Exothermic reactions, the energy they release, means they don't need any heat, means they are releasing the heat, releasing the energy in the form of heat or light. Exo means to release, to exhibit out. Endo means to take, to capture. So they are absorbing, and here absorbing the energy in the form of light and the heat. Energy is releasing in the form of heat and the light. So examples for the exothermic and endothermic reactions are, for exothermic reactions example, example for the exothermic reaction is the potassium. When potassium is added to the water. So as we know that potassium is really very high reactive element. So when potassium is added to the water, it forms the potassium hydroxide and also forms with the hydrogen gas, and heat is evolved here. A lot of heat is evolved here due to, because it's simultaneous, because it just reacts within a second when it is added in the water. So in this reaction, as I said, the energy is released. So the heat energy is released a lot here because of the more reactive element of the potassium. So that reaction here, the energy is released in the form of heat. So this is the example of the exothermic reaction. Now endothermic reaction example is when the nitrogen reacts with the oxygen to form the nitric oxide. So here the energy is utilized, the energy is absorbed. Here the energy they require. So why they require the energy here? From here means to cool down the substances. In the endothermic reactions, they require the energy, the heat energy to cool down. But here they don't need the energy to cool down, because they are very heat. They are itself very hot. So are releasing their energy as a product in the product side. But here they want to cool down the products. So they require the energy in the form of heat. So as nitrogen and oxygen reacts to form the nitric oxide is an example of the endothermic reactions. Thank you.